Greetings, brothers and sisters. I just want to have a quick talk with y'all. I'm going to be in and out, hopefully, try to make this quick and succinct. The name of this one is Why I Don't Fear Death, the Grave, or Hell. I want this to be an open talk, but I fear that I'm not going to have the time to make it an open talk. So I'm going to make it a personal talk and tell you why I don't fear death, why I don't fear hell, and why I don't fear the grave. It simply starts with why I feared it to begin with. I feared death, I feared hell, and I feared the grave simply because of what Christianity taught me. And what Christianity taught me was a mound and plethora of heathen and pagan myths. That's what Christianity has taught me. And because Christianity has taught me a mound of pagan and heathen myths, I am telling you that the Bible is what made me fear hell. When I became an Israelite, right, and I'm already was raised inside of all of the paganism, all of the heathenism. I didn't need to go to no college and no university to understand these paganisms and these heathenisms. I was raised this shit, man. And I'm just telling you, I was raised this, you know? So, what made me not fear death, the grave, and hell is when I opened up the Bible and read it correctly. The same thing that made me fear death, hell, or the grave. It was the Bible. It was Christianity. It was the misreading and the mislearning. I feared, you know, and cried at funerals because as a Christian, I thought that some people I knew, oh, this guy was going to hell. Oh, it's bad for him. They may have a good life here in America selling drugs. They might have just got bopped out at the end or something. You know what I'm saying? Or something may have happened at the end of a great life that they lived. And then at their funeral, I'm sitting up here crying because I think that they didn't accept Jesus. And I know based on what paganism and heathenism taught me by way of Christianity that these people were going to die and go to hell. That they were going to die and be with the devil, that they were going to be in fire and they're going to be burning forever and for eternal torment. People, let me tell you, there is no greater punishment than being strictly dead. You hear me? There is no greater eternal punishment than being dead, because being dead, there is nothing else. It's over with. And the Bible says so. The vast majority of the Bible, aka Old Testament, says so. We got a phone call coming in here. Who is this making this call? And we'll call them back. They'll just have to wait. So anyway, so why don't I fear death? Because death is eternal rest. No matter how you look at it, for the wicked, for the righteous. That's the part that Christians don't want to accept. And it's a reality. Hold on for a second. Hold on for 1 second, people. Hello? Yeah, y'all. I don't fear those things. And not fearing those things caused me to not fear a lot of other things. I appreciate y'all for holding on. And I also don't fear having my audience to hold on, because I do have an audience. So let me go ahead and feed moms real quick. An order just had came in. That's what the call was. I'm gonna go ahead and give her this order, and we're going to get back to the get back. All right, all right, all right. That quick, I guess somebody, one of the friends came through and blessed her, gave her something while I was doing that somehow. Boy, life is wonderful. But anyway, why I don't fear death, hell, or the grave? So when I began to start studying about the Bible and stuff, right? Sometimes it's a virtue in knowing your value, knowing who you are. I thank the Lord for all of those who listen to me, and I thank the Lord for those who don't. You know, I'm a peaceful man. I'm a grateful man. But one of the main reason why I don't believe in these things and I don't fear them, well, I don't fear them is because I don't believe in it anymore. Not believing that my God is going to send me to hell and have me to burn forever and ever and ever and ever. See, life has an expiration date on it. It has a birth date and it has a death date. Just like I didn't fear being born, I am not going to fear dying. Just as sure as I realized that I had to be born, I also realized that I have to die. So I don't fear that. That's a reality that I have accepted as an intellectual, sane human being. My day is coming. Yours is too. It's wise not to fear it, but to prepare for it. And how you prepare for it best is living your life to its fullest now. Right now. I don't know what it'll cost you. It all depends on where your morals and your values lie. Excuse me, I'm eating on some pizza and I can do that. Yeah, but that's the gist of it. That's why I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it because most of the beliefs that I had was all rooted in Christianity. And those beliefs borrowed heavily from Zoroastrianism, from Mithraism, I mean, from Romanticism to Greek Hellenization, and even before Hellenization. Right? Because the Septuagint Greek is a different type of Greek than that of the New Testament. Anybody who studied these writings knows this. Sad part is most ain't studied it, and some New Testament believers think that the Greek of the Septuagint is the same as Koine Greek of the New Testament. Disrespecting the evolution of linguistics over a period of possibly 500 years. The English that I speak today and the English of 500 years ago have evolved by possibly 100,000 words or more. So, no, I don't fear hell because it don't exist. It just don't exist. There is no hell. Every idea of an afterlife that was ever given to you, none of those ideas were given to you by God. And I am boldly stating that anybody, any human being that fixes his mind to believe in the afterlife, I'm telling you, you are going against God. Even if you want to try to fix your mind to believe in the afterlife just so you can suffice an idea of a God, be my guest. The reality of a God says no. The idea of an afterlife is something that Europeans have used. They've used that idea to trick Black people into complying with their agenda and their ideology and their society. No matter how offbeat this idea is or this society is, many of us have forced ourselves to comply with it. Every myth and every religion was given to a society for a society. And it was the rule in many aspects of the very fundamentals and the fabric of a said society. Succulent. This pizza is succulent. Well, y'all know y'all should eating, and y'all ain't paying me, right? If I'm telling the truth, and if you're listening, just put $1 in my cash app if you think I'm telling the truth. Or put $1.01 if you think that you can challenge this truth. Wow, this is great. This tastes good. So, religion and myths are not the reality of the society. It's just a summarized, concentrated version of the origin of a society. And such myth in the ancient day was also the fabric of the religion of the society. Today, a lot of myths don't exist outside of religion. The myths of the ancient world today exist very much inside of organized religion. Thus, organized religion is more mythological than it could ever be a reality. Now, we all know that the Bible had a Hebrew origin, then based on how the Israelites fell, that the Israelites had influenced by the Syrians, the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, and subsequently the Germans, the Anglos, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Gauls, right? And being that this book was passed down through all of these hands, in order for you to get the reality of this book, you have to study and master pretty much. And it's sad to say, but not for me because I've done it, that you got to master the histories and study the linguistics. You know what I'm saying? The culture of these societies, as well as their heathenisms and their mythologies. It is then you can break down the Bible. Understanding if you accept what I'm saying is a reality and a truth, and you're going to be, until you can find an individual, society, or a person that created this book from beginning to end, which is going to be a daunting task, because it took all of these societies that I'm speaking of to create the very books that we have, especially that of the King James. It has all of that in it. Knowing that the original concept of hell started with the Europeans, which is the concept that we have today, because the Israelites of the Bible in the Old Testament didn't have a concept called what we know of as H-E-L or H-E-L-L, which came from H-E-L. If y'all go on my page, I got videos talking about this stuff, people. I shouldn't have to reinvent the wheel. But what I do have to do is keep re-talking about the same old truths over and over again until they become a manifested reality. And that's what I'm going to do. But the Israelites never had a concept of hell. The Israelites had a concept called Sheol, which was, in all fairness and reality, Sheol was basically the place of of oblivion, the abode of the dead, the place where the dead go, a place is death. Basically, Sheol is death. Moth is not death. Moth is dead. The act of dying, or the place of being dead, right? As in a humanistic body, right? But Sheol extends beyond the human body. This is the reason why the grave, which is the pit, is synonymous and symbolic for the home and the place of the dead. A place where once you're completely buried, your body is succumbed by a casket, which is succumbed by the great earth itself. The hardest IMAX one could ever have. The hardest maximum penitentiary imprisonment one could have, because this one encapsulates the mind, the body, and its animated soul. Bringing it all to a place of oblivion. Now, to many people in this world, you wonder why some people can put their life on the line to say that as long as I live, I'm going to see gold, diamonds, women, drugs, dope, and I'm going to bet my life on it. And they do that. And as long as they live, that's what they see. And then when they die, it's all over. There's many Israelites, Christians, Muslims, and Jews that going to live their life for their religious belief and swear that it's something afterwards. But at the end of the day, he's going to get the same reward. That's that murderer and that killer. It's not about sack chasing God. It's not about, oh, what do you got to offer me? Israelites don't have nothing to offer the most heathenest of the heathens. And that's a reality that we all got to accept. You know? If you're the most perverted, most offbeat from the way nature's supposed to Mickey Ficky be, if you're that type of individual, then Israel don't have nothing to offer you. I'm saying that if you're a man and you like dick in the mouth, or the butt, the anus, or if you just a man that like other dick than yours, I like dick. I like my dick. My dick feel good to me when it's entertained by a woman. That's the only time my dick feel good to me. But it do feel good. And it feel good to me. So I know dick feel good because my dick feel good to me. This is why I don't fear death. This is why I don't fear the grave. This is why I don't fear hell. I don't fear death because death it's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's bound to happen. You're not going to live forever, right? And also the reason why made me stop believing in Jesus, right? Because you're not going to live forever in no capacity. Your words is not going to live forever. Your spirit is not going to live forever. Your thoughts is not going to live forever. I accepted death, and I accept death as a final rest. I am a worker for Yahweh Elohim. I am a servant, a worshiper, Ha'abidiel, right? The servant of the Elohim. I toil after him. I work for him. And when I die, it is going to be a rest from all work. It's going to be a rest from all pain, from all debt, from all oppression, from all feminism, from all misandry, from all disrespect, from all the hell that America has ever gave me as an African American black man. For a man of my value and my worth and my contribution to society, just look at this. You got a YouTube page with about 500 videos and can't none of them get 100 fucking views, man. But that don't mean that I didn't contribute. Talking about my contribution. I don't care whether you accept it, whether you like it. I have contributed. Well, you know, when I look at all of my contribution, yeah, I own property. Yes, I've drove fancy cars and wore fancy clothes, but that shit don't mean nothing. Because I should have had way more than what Kanye West have had. If Kanye West can acquire that in a natural humanistic form, then I know my worth is way more valuable. Now I can out rap him, I can make better beats than him. I know this because I was doing it before I was done and through with it before any of these cats knew what to do with it. He still don't know what to do with it. You see what's happening with him? You got the deal and you don't know what to do with it. Men of my generation was men. And that's a whole nother conversation. I actually wanted to get off into that one and do a video about that first, but I felt the need to talk about why I don't fear it. You can fear it. You can fear death in your life, right? You can fear the grave in your life. Because when it's all over, I'm going to wear a crown, my baby. I don't fear death. Because, again, the very thing that made me fear death was Christianity. And when I learned that all of that was a lie, you got Vocab Malone and now his new cohort, Zion Lex, leading y'all down the path of Jesus and Christianity. Got y'all believing in a life after death, an afterlife. They're giving you hope, right? And this hope and belief has become so magnetized to where that hope and belief has become more important than these people's own reality. Feeding them the pie in the sky and the great by and by. Oh, y'all don't know what that means. The pie in the sky. The pie in the sky. The pie in the sky and the great by and by. While all of them have their pie cake, cookies, after they had a well-balanced meal, living in a well-structured society, all on this earth that you contributed to because they fed you the pie in the sky in the great by and by. I don't fear. Many people, when I was a Christian, like I said, I feared their deaths. I cried when they died because I knew a lot of them people, based on what I learned about what the Bible said, they was whores, whoremongers, dope dealers, killers. A lot of them people wasn't going to heaven. And I cried because, oh my God, they about to get it now. They ain't about to get nothing but that dirt. They're going to get rest from the drug dealing, the killing, the whoredom, the feminism, the ungodliness, the drug selling, the scamming, the pedophilia. Those people are going to get rest from that. It's going to be over for them. Pretty much why the Hebrew Bible kind of cut those people short. Just got them on out the fucking way early. The adulterers, the murderers, the rapists. Oh, I got Google Scholar in the house. I want him to bring his butt up here. He could add some fire to this convo. Come on up here, Google. I trust you. You gonna bring that heat. Let me get old Google Scholar up here. I'm gonna put his words up there. Well, I'm having a problem with that. Let me deal with this first. He said, hell is a construct that comes from the Sumerian and later Babylonian and Persian concept of the underworld. Bring your butt over here, Google Scholar, because you are my validation of the truth. You're saying exactly the very same things that I am saying. Get your butt on up here, Google. I got to get you up here. Let me see if I can do this again. Get old Google up here. It's just not real. You know, the construct that they've given us today of hell, the whole thing is just not real. And there's no reason to fear it. Come on up here, Google Scholar. It's an honor to have old Google Scholar in the house. Yeah, so as I was saying, that all of these things, when I learned about what I learned about hell, all came from the Bible. It came from Christianity. And as I was stating earlier, oh snap, we got Google Scholar up here. What up, Google Scholar?
Peace. How you doing?
I'm just feeling this, and and you don't believe in God, but I do. That's why your butt is over here, and because no better person been on here to talk about that in his honesty, but you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you know,
you ain't gonna shoot the shit. You gonna tell the truth that shit is a lie.
I don't believe in God, but
I know,
used to.
but you also believe that you also believe that death, hell, and the grave, according to what they give us, is rooted in mythology and paganism.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yes,
and
that's all the reason in the world why I just don't believe in it.
And even hell, even the concept of hell, if you really if you a careful study of the Hebrew Bible, and when I say the Hebrew Bible, I mean the Old Testament. If you study the Old Testament, hell as a concept it only means darkness or the grave
Yeah,
or
like a place of oblivion.
yes. It's not a place of torment like how it is in the New Testament. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes, man. I mean, and that's the whole idea of me bringing this show. Now, and you may not believe this, but I don't believe in God either.
Well, it depends on what you mean by God, but okay.
Right, right, right. And I'm saying that any idea that you have of God, I don't believe in that.
Well, I
Because
guess.
I'm quite sure it's connected to Judaism, Christianity, Islam, based upon your limited understanding. It doesn't go
Well,
all the way back to what the originals thought the
well,
Yahweh or the Elohim was.
well. When I say I don't believe in God, again, it means that I don't believe in the concept of a supernatural God, not just the Abrahamic gods, but any supernatural kind of God.
Yeah, I don't believe
There's
in that.
some people. There's some people that treat certain concepts and certain ideas as God. It'd be weird to say I don't believe those, or certain people worship
Yeah.
certain animate
How about
things as
this?
God.
How about this? I am vehemently against the word God because no matter how you slice it, it all goes back to paganism and it does not reflect Yahweh. The Yud He Wahe means to exist. Do you believe you exist?
Yes,
Do you believe in the existence?
yes,
You believe in Yahweh. Do you believe in Elohim, which is power, energy, might, and strength? Just those last words.
yes. See, I believe in those, but here is where we disagree. I don't agree with you that even though the words may literally mean those, I don't believe that when the Bible uses the term that it is referring to those. The Bible uses the term is referring to a being. It may not be physical at all times, but it's still referring to a being, an entity.
Right,
So
right,
so
right. But I think that what it is I understand what you're saying. I don't think you understand what I am saying, right? And then now we getting off into alphabet and word soup, right? Because you're saying that you believe in existence, but you don't believe in being. But you do know that those words are synonymous, right?
no, I didn't say I didn't believe in being. I'm just saying that when the Bible uses Yahweh or Yahuwah or whatever you pronounce it, because different people have different. It's not referring to
Okay,
just being. It's referring to a physical. Well, not
right,
physical in all cases.
right.
Sometimes they say it's
Right,
non-physical.
and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I what I'm saying is I agree that the Bible says that, right?
Hmm.
But when you start getting off into ancient writings, no
Yeah.
matter what you say, how old y'all try to say the Tanakh is 200 years old, or 300 years old, or 500 years old, or just 1,000 years old, brother, that's old, right?
Hmm.
Anytime you're getting off into old writings, especially old culturistic writings, right? What I mean by culturistic writings, I'm talking about writings that when we read them, we will 100% lack cultural relevancy to,
Hmm.
right? When we look at these writings, right, we have to respect these writings for not what our cultural relevancy is, but for what they saw these things to be. It becomes ridiculous because you'll have people saying things is idiotic and stupid, like, "Oh, Abraham sacrificed his son. I would never have sacrificed my son." The Bible had the people in the Bible days sacrificed their firstborn, and they had children sacrifice and this and that. And I could never promote a society like that. But you lived in a very democratic society that existed up until 2022 that promoted goddamn abortions from every state in the goddamn union. And you said nothing. Your mothers had them, your sisters had them, your daughters had them, huh? Because of the promiscuous lifestyle, wickedness, right? That the Bible shuns, but you don't want to believe in that part, right? This is where the silliness comes in. It's all to me a lack of cultural relativity. Because at the end of the day, Yahweh, Yud Wahe, and the Aleph Lam does not mean nothing you can perceive as God. I think that when you really begin to look into these words, then you start to become like more scientific minded. Kind of like when I began to start teaching my brother Eric, and Eric is scientific minded. He called himself the mad scientist. When you begin to look at these things with real cultural relativity, you will begin to understand why the European scholars, the early European scientists used Bible as their platform to launch science off of.
Yeah.
That's my
No,
stand and take on that.
no, I get your stance, and I completely understand where you're coming from
You
in
got to
terms
be
of.
freaking kidding me. You completely understand that.
Yeah, no, I completely understand it. I don't agree with all of it, but
Right, but
I
but but
understand.
I don't care whether you agree. I want to know: do you completely, really understand what I just said?
Yes, I do.
I have to take my hat off to you.
Mm. I understand. There are parts I do disagree with, but I get where you're coming from. That we have to look at ancient writings in the context and the culture of the people that wrote it and the people it was written for, because it was what it meant to them that's important, and not what it means to us in today's. Um,
Yes,
so yeah, that part I completely agree with. Um, what I'm not so keen on, the part on what you said, is the whole idea of like the
like God
morality of
being
the.
this, God being this,
Mm,
what they call that transient being.
yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I never
above
said that.
time and space.
That's your idea. That's
No,
not my idea at all. I
no, but
vehemently, I vehemently disagree with that idea.
yeah, but the Bible does teach that idea. That's the whole point of
But
what I'm
the
saying.
Tanakh does not, though. The Hebrew Tanakh does not teach that idea. Written in the language and the culture of those people, it does not teach that idea. What I'm trying to say is that I'm gonna give you a prime example. You can go look in like look up a word like angel, right?
Hmm.
In your English Bible, and it's going to lead you to something off in the ethereal world, right? Some uh transient being, like some non-corporeal entity, some Erengast, right? A
Hmm.
Eren spirit, right?
Yes.
But all of these are concepts that the Europeans brought to an old ancient Afro-Asiatic book. The word angel simply meant a messenger, more like a courier, whether he was on a motorcycle, a boat, a car, and all throughout African history, we had couriers.
Yes.
The king had, from what I was taught about African history, is that in West Africa, we had couriers that would run for miles
So
delivering.
here's where I agree with you, that in if you.
Hold that thought for 1 second, Google. Hold on for a second. What?
Yeah, I don't know if you meant it to be dead here, where
1 second. I'll be right there, right there, right there. All righty, all righty. What was you saying now, Google?
no, I was saying, well, I agree with you that if you read what the Tanakh would be the Old Testament, right? That if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
read that, the idea of angels being anything but a messenger or at least an emissary from the divine realm,
Ambassador.
then
Well,
yes,
not
that
no, not from the direct. No, right, earthly realm, divine earthly realm, like Egypt or Israel, right? Those
or from
kingdoms were considered divine realms. This stuff didn't happen in the sky or in space or
no,
anything
I'm
like
not
that.
saying sky or space. When I say divine realm, I mean from the divine. It's an emissary from the divine. So that's what I
What,
mean
but
by
but you would agree that our kings and pharaohs were divine.
in certain contexts, yes.
I mean, in a great context, right?
Yeah, but I guess my
Okay.
point is what I disagree with you on is when you say the concept of angels being changed to something
And
supernatural.
I'm not
But
just saying Israel. I'm talking about Egypt, Samaria. I'm talking about all of those kings were considered divine.
no, in Egypt, for example, I'm aware that they saw the pharaohs as gods.
Israel too, Samaria, and even as far as I would say Persia, India. I can't speak for China as much so, but I'm quite sure that their leaders had a divine was in tune with the divinity, at their divinity for whatever it was worth to them.
Yeah, I think I can agree that at some most cultures the leaders are seen
What
as
about America? Is our culture in tune with the divine? Is our leaders in tune
um,
with the divine?
you mean modern day America?
Yeah.
No. America is a secular country.
I say hell no.
So secularism does not promote one idea over the other. It treats all ideas as equals, or at least
so so
that's the principle.
so American leadership they ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, American leadership, what they're saying, you
and
can
that's
be
and that's and,
anything
but
you
see
want
that's
to
where the
be.
problem becomes at. That's what the problem becomes at because of the lack of cultural relativity. We don't see our leaders as we see them as wicked and crooked, and we couldn't possibly see that a community and a society, and all of them did, rested upon divine leadership.
Yeah, but it would make sense in America because in America it's a mishmash of different cultures. So it'd be problematic to then take one culture over the other. But
Yeah.
the appropriate thing would be to say, okay, we have a plethora of different cultures here. What we do
But
is,
that end up happening to all of the other societies.
well,
They,
eventually,
they begin they begin to outgrow the divinity of the society.
yeah, because modernism, eventually, that's going to happen. Eventually, even if there's some cultures on earth where that has not happened yet, it's going to happen eventually because as technology become increased, information will become more readily accessible, and people change with more information. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, yeah. But all of these are reasons why I don't believe. I mean, well, I believe in death. I believe in hell because I believe hell is the grave, right?
Hmm.
But these are the reasons why I don't fear them. I don't fear them. Because all of the fear that I ever had, came to me by way of Christianity.
I'm not gonna say, well, fear is not the right word. What I would say is I have an apprehension about death in that I know it's inevitable. I know it's coming at some point.
Yeah.
but it's not something that I'm looking forward to or something I would want. If you get my point,
Right. Right.
I know because of the nature of what I am, it's inevitable. And the whole thing about it is after I'm gone, how long will the essence of what I was be continued? Because
I,
it may
I
be it may
yes.
be continued through maybe my genes through my children.
Yes.
That's possible. It can't. I mean, it doesn't have to continue indefinitely, but it will continue to some point. But
Yes.
but but I don't see that as the essence of what I am because my genes I got from somebody else. So technically, you could look at it as their genes, each individual genes. So
So,
what I'm talking about is the idea of who I was, the memories that I leave
but
on this
but the,
place.
but the only way to get that is for you to live life in your ultimate capacity right now, right? Without no bargain or no idea or no reconnaissance. Not reconnaissance. What's that word? What's that
No,
word?
no
No
apprehension.
reciprocity of
Okay.
an afterlife.
Hmm. Yeah, because a lot of people says if there's no afterlife, then what are you living for? And I'm saying, if you think about it, if there's no afterlife, it makes this one more precious, right? Because
Yes.
if there is an afterlife, this one is just a trial run for make sure you get it
Right,
right.
right, right,
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, the afterlife make that man, boy. I hallelujah, praise Yah, man. I love it. Hey, that's it. That's it. It's like when you believe in the afterlife, this is like a trial run.
Yeah. And so all you have to do is make sure you make it to the other one because that's where the ultimately that's the ultimate, right?
Yeah, the
Because
painted
this
streets of gold, the pearl. I mean to get. Hey, you live your gated community down here. There ain't nothing math because my gates got pearl. They pearly gates.
yeah, but
The streets
even if
painted with
it's not
gold,
that,
and I got a mansion prepared for me.
even
Even
if
though
it's not that though,
I can live, I can wait these slums out for that mansion prepared for me.
even if it's not that though, even if it's just another one like this that you have to make your way through, it's still something to look forward to. It's still this is still gonna be a trial. This is gonna be preparing you for that one. So ultimately, this is not the prize. That one is, and I feel in some way that cheapens this one.
Yeah, to me, I feel that that is the biggest tool that Europeans have used to dominate the world, and by way of their tool, their vehicle called Christianity.
No, I think it's the second time I heard you say the Europeans, and I agree that the Europeans are the one that gave it to us as black people. But
And we're pushing it.
I don't feel it's their construct. I feel it's a Christian construct, yes,
Yeah,
but I feel like
probably mostly by us. To tell you the truth.
but I also feel like the original Christians were not predominantly European. Some of them
Right,
were, but
right.
they were
They
not.
were more like us than not,
They were more like the Middle Eastern types. Yeah.
and they were more like us than not.
Well, I guess you could say that. They were not white people, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
I mean,
it's
our societies were dominant over those areas. All of the Middle East. If you study, this is why I promote African history to anybody who ever want to believe in God or the Bible. African history teach you that the Kushites dominated as far as India.
hmm but this is
I'm
where
talking
I have
about
another.
whole thriving societies.
I
We don't have that for Europeans in those areas. And this is why I say that they had to be more like us than not.
and I have some pushback on that in terms of when you say Kushites, because
Yeah.
the Kushites, we know who the Kushites were, and those are not us people in the West. All right, the Kushites Africans, yes. Then the different Africans than us, and in
Well,
ancient time.
when I say when I for clarity, Google. When I say Africans, I meant Africans in every sense of the word, not excluding us, right? But
Mm.
African.
Yeah, but if we're referring to Africa as just a landmass, that's fine, I guess. But we have to
No, I'm
understand
talking
that.
about Africa. I'm not talking about Africans as a landmass. I'm talking about Africans as a people.
No, but Africans
Black
were never
people.
one people.
I'm saying that black people founded kingdoms in the Middle East, in Persia, right?
Yeah, but it's
We have all of the dominant writings. We
it's
got when the
okay to say
Gutians,
black
we
people
got when
did that,
the
but
Gutians, when the whites came in. Yeah.
no, it's
India, we
okay to
have
say
these
black
writings.
people did that, but
Yeah,
the point
we
that
can say black people writing with drawings, with writings to back that up. And
yeah,
we
but
also
the
can
point I'm
say,
trying to
we
make is
also can
what.
say, hold up. We also can say within those writings when the white people, the Gutians, came.
Okay, so now there's several issues with what you said. First of all, were there black people that were doing writing and at the center of some of these civilizations? Yes.
Yes,
Were
what I'm
they?
saying is that what I'm saying is that the Cushites were the architects of writing around the world, not the Egyptians,
No, I disagree with that.
not the Libyans, not the
I
West
disagree.
Africans. Huh?
I disagree.
You
I
can, but but in that disagreeal, you will be disagreeing with the fact that the Indus Kush Valley, the whole India, was established before the Vedas writings, right? Before the Aryans came in. I mean, we have black people that have mastered this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this is the part about no slap to you. This is the part in my disagreements with the Dagger Squad. Not that they hate God, anything, but the ways that they try to just throw black scholarship, black academia, and black history out the damn window like it was nothing.
yeah. I I'm not I'm I'm not Dagger Squad per se.
You got to be freaking kidding me. You not Dagger Squad?
Not officially, no.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I take that back.
Yeah,
I bear false witness
but
against my
no,
brother.
I rock with them a lot of times. So a lot of people say that, but no, I'm not officially a member of any group, really.
So you pretty
But
much like me, pretty much a freelancer.
yeah, I rock with information, and if you know if I can have meaningful dialogue anywhere, I generally gravitate towards that.
That's what's up.
But I want to address some of what you said because
Let's do it. Hey, let's make this conversation meaningful.
yeah, because one of the things that I see happen a lot in this community
It's not
is
meaningful for me talking to myself.
it's not I'm not saying you're doing this on but I see some elements of this is that people tend to make it that dark skin mean us, and that is one of the first things we have to get rid of. The second thing is black Africans don't also mean us, right? Africa is a continent, yes, but there are many different peoples, many different cultures, many different ethnic groups that didn't have anything to do with one another. Now,
Right, right.
in terms of those Africans, the Nubians, they were an ancient people. They were among the first people on the planet to do writing.
My man,
But
my man.
but
Now you do know the Nubians are the Kushites, right?
well, yeah,
The original Kushites.
yeah. It's I think it's interchangeable depending on what scholar you. Yeah, Nubia, Kush. I think
Yeah,
most people say Kush is a part of Nubia, but
I think
it's
Nubia was older, but
Yeah, but basically what I'm saying, I don't. First of all, I don't think it is proven whether writing first developed in Egypt or in Mesopotamia. It's still up in the air. It's not concluded. There
And
are
guess what?
scholars.
And guess what? Guess what is proven though?
What?
It is proven that the Egyptian, the first Egyptian civilization was started by Narmer. I'm over here eating this succulent pizza, man. I got it's my last bite. I swear I ain't eating no more.
No,
But
Norma didn't start the civilization. He united the two kingdoms that made it Egypt. There was the northern portion and the southern portion before Norma, and Norma just united the two lands and
I
made
mean,
it.
but coming from the south, and what I mean, all of the scholars, at least the black ones, right,
Mhm.
say that Egypt started from what we would know as the south.
Yeah, that's also kind of problematic because when they say the South, they're still talking about Egypt.
Yeah, like the far all down now.
Yeah, but it's still Egypt, right? When
Yeah,
people use that to say, or when they're talking about coming from the South, they're not talking about Egypt. They're talking about down Ethiopia, Uganda, down there.
yeah, they trying to use that as like to separate it,
But
like the South is where the niggas at, and possibly where the North is where the whites could have been.
well, I'm not saying that. I'm
Well,
saying
that's what scholarship is saying,
no.
and
The
we have
scholars.
and we do have scholars debating that and pulling that out. Whether we can choose whatever side we want to, scholars have disclosed that.
I'm saying that the people that for millennia people have been moving up and down that Nile, and different people groups have found their way up into the where we now recognize as Egypt, and they
Can
have
you
come
can
in.
you can you can you show me any? We talking about white and black here, right? That's all I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about white people.
But I am. That's what I'm talking about. I like to talk white and black. You know, people
Yeah,
can say
I'm
so because people like to say that yeah, black, but that's not us. I don't care about that. I'm talking about something simple as black and white. And I bear witness to you. You have very few civilizations up until now, right? Up until 2023 of European origin to just straight travel up and down the Nile, man.
no, but nobody's saying. Well, back in the day, people used to say that, but
Or
that's
how about this? White folks.
no white folks in Egypt. The people that you would consider white folks in Egypt would have only came in during the
After
later
Assyrian,
part of the New Kingdom, like probably around the time the Persians came in, and I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even consider the
So that's even so you said even after the Assyrians.
well. It depends, but that's what I'm saying. I don't even consider the Persians or the Assyrians as white people, right?
Right, 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 right.
Uh, so
That's what a conundrum falls in scholarship unanimously. Wouldn't you agree? That's what an argument in
no,
history.
no, I don't think scholars are having that argument anymore. Scholars have moved on from that.
I
It's
mean, well,
not.
they have had that argument.
Yes, but they have moved on from that. I'm saying they already put that to bed. I think it's only in the conscious community that you get this argument. Scholars have already moved on. They
Yeah, but
understand
they
that.
have, but what scholars have not done was pinpointed black or white, and that's what they have not done.
No, but the scholars have said they were neither black nor white. They were an indigenous African civilization, and they range in terms of skin tones and phenotypes. Is that they had a range, but they were neither black nor white.
That's crazy.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
crazy. That's really crazy. That's it.
but
I believe this is my belief. I'm gonna tell you why that's crazy. I believe that every society that we have is a mixture between the indigenous black and whites, some kind of way.
yeah, that's your mistake.
Huh?
That's your mistake.
I mean, but it has to be proven, and no scientist or scholar have done that yet.
Well, no, that's easy to disprove. The Native American societies, like the Aztecs or the Mayans or the Olmecs, were those a mixture of black and white?
No, I would say the original Olmecs were more close to black. Remember how
Close
we
to,
was talking? Remember how we was talking about you got the black, and then you got the white. Now you say you got blacks that are not us. I'm not dealing with that. I'm dealing with black and white, and I'm saying that the Aztecs with records, right? And
Mhm.
we have seen them all. Garfield can't. That shit he did don't disprove it.
No, but this don't have to involve Garfield. It's a fact that the Aztecs, the Olmecs, and the Mayans, these were not black or African peoples.
You could say they were not African people, and you could argue that, but I don't think you could argue that they were not black.
They
I
were
don't
not
think you could
neither.
argue
They
that.
were black, not black either. The peopling of the American.
I don't think you can prove that they were not a black people. I don't think you can
It's
prove that.
easy. The peopling of the America came through where?
I don't know where they came from. I'm gonna tell you what I believe. Right, I
Mhm.
believe that that the world was one big place, and something happened in the earth that caused a split from Gondwana land. Gondwana land was the whole world in a big mass, and as we look at it, we can see, and archaeologists have said that it was one big mass. And when the world shifted up from that big mass, then that's when people, the continents begin to drift, and that's how those people got over here. Meaning that those people was already on this land mass. The land mass shifted and broke off. That's what I
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. No, you're going into pseudoscience now, because
But you
many
say
things
that's
wrong with that.
pseudoscience, but
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm gonna explain it all to you right now. First and foremost,
you
Gondwana
say
land.
that's pseudoscience, but that can't be proven to be
No,
pseudoscience.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna
There's
show you.
archaeologists that back this, and they not
I'm
those
gonna hold on.
archaeologists that are
Let's not go
Christian
a mile a
apologists.
minute. Let's not go a mile a minute. I'm gonna
I'm
show
just saying
you.
that they're not the archaeologists that I would talk about are not Christian apologists.
No, but you're not listening to what I'm saying though. Gondwana land is millions and hundreds of millions of years ago. There were no there were no people on the planet when there was Gondwana. As a matter of fact,
How are
Pangea.
you sure that?
No, let's let me finish. I'm gonna get it all for you. Anything you need. Pangea came after Gondwana land, and Pangea, there was no people on the planet. As a matter of fact, many of the animals that are on the planet now were not on the planet during Pangea, right? So we know that there were no people in the Americas during the time of Gondwana land or Pangea. That's just not even up for debate, right? The second thing is there's no dispute among scholars that the people in of the America came through I mean Eastern, well, that would be Eastern Asia, right? East Asia, and particularly,
You said there's no dispute.
no, not among scholarship, no.
Okay, I
No
want to show you
dispute.
something. I want to show you. I want to
Yeah.
show you something.
No, you can look that up in the meantime, but
No, I'm not. Okay,
let me
go
just
ahead.
finish the point.
Go ahead.
The point is, you may be able to show somebody saying that, but I'm saying among scholarship, there is no dispute that the people in of Americas came through Eastern Asia and particularly through the Bering Strait during one of the ice ages where the sea level.
You said that there's no proof. You said there's no proof of that.
Saying there's no proof of what?
Of people coming through the Bering Straits.
I'm not. I'm saying that's the generally
No,
accepted views in science.
what I'm doing is looking for something, and I'm trying to listen to you at the same time.
No, I'm saying there's no dispute in academia that the people in of America came through that area. You might find one or two
There is no
disagreements.
dispute.
No, you might find
None.
you might find one or two disagreements about the time frame, but there's no dispute among where it came from. You anybody you see doing that, that's not in the academia. That's probably some guy on the internet writing an article because he's a fanatic. But I'm telling you, in academia,
So,
they
so
don't
you
dispute.
telling me, that it's not taught in no type of academia that Africans came to the Americas.
No, I'm telling you that. I'm saying you can
You're
probably
telling me
find
that.
that from
Wh-
people like Clyde
What if I
Winters or
showed you? What if I showed you that they teach that today in the Detroit public school system? What would you say?
I said
Would you say I'm
academia,
lying?
bro. I say
That's
academia.
academia. That is
No,
academia.
no, the
That's
Detroit
a
public.
school. Hold up. Hold up. For the record, an academy is a school, and academia is education. Basically, made simple, bro.
When I say academia, nobody's saying academia. They're talking about the Detroit public school system. Are you serious? I'm saying in academia where they take studying this issue for real. I'm talking
So,
about
I mean, what I'm
scientists.
saying is that. So, what I'm saying is that is the academy of the Detroit public school system is that
It's
fake?
not an academy, and right now you're doing get
No, I'm
your.
asking you because they're teaching what you're saying that what they don't teach. They're teaching this in the Detroit public school system.
I
And
never
I'm
said they're
thinking,
not teaching it in the Detroit system. I'm saying the Detroit system is not academia. First of all, the Detroit system
but the
is governed by
academics wrote the books. Wouldn't you agree to that? Or some dummies, just some dummies out of nowhere writing the history books in Detroit public schools.
what books are they using in the Detroit public school to
I'm
teach us?
fixing to show you that. That's what I'm fixing to look up.
Go ahead,
I
show me.
actually have the actual book, but it's
Because
not with me at the moment. It might be,
be-
but I'm not willing to look at it. But I do have the video, and that's what
o-
I'm going to look. That's what I'm going to
okay,
pull up.
before you go to the video, let me say this because what you're doing is conflating the argument. Me saying nobody in academia teaches that is not refuted by you showing me somebody in the Detroit public school system teaching that.
I'm
Because
not going
as
to show
we
you
know,
nobody teaching
no,
that. I'm
let me
going to
just
show
finish
you
the
a school.
statement. No, let me just finish the statement,
Okay,
though.
okay.
No, because I feel like you're not getting what I'm saying.
I'm not.
The Detroit public system, as we know, in the United States, especially since the last decade, are run by politicians, and most of these politicians are fanatics. That's why in Florida they have in the public school system textbooks saying that slavery was beneficial to the slaves in some way. I'm sure you don't agree with that, and you don't believe that's academic, but that's in the public school system. So that cannot be the benchmark. We don't
You said you, I don't know. I would like to speak for myself. What I believe in, what the academic says.
so okay. We're gonna go with you because by your logic, you'd have to accept that this is academic, that slavery was beneficial to the slave because that is today taught in the Florida public school system.
Is that a part of my academia that slavery
No,
was
no,
beneficial
but
to
it's
the
not
slave?
yours. It's not up to you. We're talking about
So you said that it's a. So what do you said? It's a part of their academia. So being that it's a part of their academia, based on my logic, I should accept it.
no. I'm saying that the argument that you're making about the Detroit public school system is a moot point. It doesn't have any bearing on the conversation.
Let me show this real quick, and then I want you to really speak on it because I don't think you're getting what I'm saying here. It's only 5 minutes. It don't take that long.
It's a video.
Yeah.
I'm
I just
gonna
want
go
to
on
show
mute.
you what I'm because you're saying things that I'm not promoting. You're saying that I'm saying what somebody in some school is saying, and I'm not saying that at all. And I also have another video on about ABC News talking about the same book, right? I can show that too. This is not something just somebody said. That's what I want to make clear. This is what American historians and scholars, people in scholarship with degrees and stuff like that, has wrote. Ain't no dummy wrote this. Ain't no politician wrote this. You know, and I think I'll open up the book talking about the scholars or whatnot or whatever. That's what makes academia, scholarship.
Yeah. What you'll probably do is find a guy that
Now I'm gonna show you. I'm
wrote
gonna
a book.
show you in 5 minutes. Just hold up for 5 minutes.
But
It's,
I can't speak until you
it's
find the video.
about to come on right
I'm
now.
not gonna be mute. I'm gonna order food anyway.
I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna show you. I'm not about to show you nothing about what no guy said. Through Reconstruction book by Herman J. Viola. All high schools, junior high school books start off like, you see, we're going to start talking about the book. I was going to start talking about the discovery of America. Okay, we hadn't even gotten to chapter 1 yet. Okay, as you can see here, this is page 18. Okay, Detroit, Michigan. Okay, these are the Almacs. Okay, and as we look over here, we Almacs created BC and 600 virus. And to Almac civilization is known as the mother culture of Meso, because later societies had the video stopped. Did the video stop? I had fell off and it seemed like the video stopped.
Yeah, it stopped. I didn't hear it. You can start it again.
All right. Yeah, I had fell off. Normally when you fall off, the videos still keep playing. For some crazy reason, me and the video stopped. That means it's time for me to pay my bill. That start happening. That means Yasha, you got to pay your bill, boy. see what we got
Yeah,
here.
I'll be with you
Did
in
it
a
come
minute.
up?
You can play the video again. I'm listening.
Carstens Elementary Middle School. History through Reconstruction book by Herman J. Viola. This is the history book that is given to the students at Carston Elementary at Remus Robinson Middle School. Okay. This is the information that is being taught. As you can see here, this is a school book. All high schools, junior high schools, this book. We're going to start talking about the book. I was going to start talking about the discovery of America. We hadn't even gotten to chapter 1 yet. Okay. As you can see here, in the city of Detroit, Michigan, okay, these are the Olmecs. Okay. And as we look over here, when we read about the Olmecs, it says that a people called the Olmecs created the earliest great civilization in Mesoamerica. It flourished between 12 BC and 600 BC along the Gulf coast of what is now the Mexican states of Veracruz and Tabasco. Olmec civilization is known as the mother culture of Mesoamerica because later societies built on Olmec ideas. As we read further down here in the little caption, it says that the colossal Olmec heads are thought to be either individual portraits of Olmec rulers or styled portraits of Olmec gods. Some of these Olmec heads have facial features that resemble those of many African people. Some scholars have suggested an African origin for Olmec civilization, though no archaeological evidence yet has been found to support this. Now, when you look at stuff like this, if you can see these clearly, you have black rulers with white people as slaves. You see the white people, they're slaves here. And all the blacks are in dominant and ruling position. This creates a problem for those who think brothers like myself, JJ 7000, Black Jesus Minister, and many other Israelites who teach that Africans came to Americas and were the Olmecs. This here will create a problem for them because it's not us that are teaching this. They're teaching this stuff in the United States, Detroit, Michigan public school system. Okay, so if they're teaching this in school, okay, the small teachings that I'm doing is nothing. I have 1 or 2 students a year that may listen to me, and maybe none of them graduate. Okay, but this school is pushing out hundreds of children that are graduating every year, hundreds with this information. And if you're saying that we're teaching false information, I'm telling you that we're teaching the very information that is being taught, okay? The very information that is being taught by teachers, scholars, and schools. when you have archaeological evidence like these big colossal heads, some that has long braids and all type of, they said these are African facial features, and this is archaeological evidence, but they say there's no archaeological evidence. That's double talk, and it's crazy and it's ridiculous. So that's what I'm saying when I talk about academia and scholarship. What I'm saying is you can say what you're saying is not so, but what you can't show me that what I'm showing you is that they're teaching this in schools. They're teaching this stuff in colleges. They taught this stuff at Wayne State University. They taught this stuff at Knoxville College. They taught this stuff at Wayne County Community College. All of the schools that I've been to. It's just that most kids didn't read it. They wasn't reading. They wasn't doing their homework. I was. It was always being taught. And what you're saying, and when you tell me that the scholars don't agree with that, I have a very hard time believing that when academia don't teach that, when academies, actual academies, is teaching this at a very elementary level, like the ABCDeries. You there, Google Scholar? Well, if he comes back, he'll come back. But that's my whole argument. You know, people can say to me these things about what the scholars and what the academy say, but when I come to them with scholarly and academic books, you know, and academic evidence, you know what I'm saying? Then you know, if people basically we could talk. The name of that video was about the lies gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, am I going to graduate from Google Scholarship University? And then what good is that degree going to do me? You know what I'm saying? What good is that degree going to do anybody who graduate from your university or your scholarship or the Dagger Squad University or Unc Wes's God Killer School? You know what I'm saying? What good is that shit going to give our people? That's not going to give us nothing. What's going to give us something is for our children to at least learn what they're teaching in school to be able to even refute it. That's the thing. What it is that y'all try. I think that what you guys over there are doing is trying to get people to just disreject. Basically, if I was to teach my kids the way you guys were, my kid would have failed that school, and then y'all wouldn't have been there to protest with me. My kid would have just got a big fat F. It would have been nice if my nephew would have got an F by listening to what y'all say and giving the answers that y'all say, and then the whole Black conscious community go up to Remus Robinson and protest that school. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. And that's the problem with the Black conscious community, or pushing out false academic information. A lot of people talk about scholarship. All them guys in the Dagger Squad, all them guys in the Amin Ra Squad, all them guys in the fucking God Killer Squad, all them guys in Sinetta, ain't none of them niggas are academic. None of them. Maybe James Smalls, right? Jabari ain't even academic. The shit he went to school for got nothing to do with the shit that he promulgating on Sinetta show. None of it. I know what academies is. I've been to colleges and universities. I got transcripts. My transcripts validate that I've been taught in linguistics, history, science, fucking archaeology, anthropology. I got all that shit on my transcript. And the people who really be talking about these things don't have these things. You know, and then they be me and Google had the very conversation about what's pseudo and what's not. You know, you just can't say that certain things are pseudo. You know, no, that may not be pseudo. Gondwana land is not pseudo. It may be wrong, right? And it's not science. It's not pseudoscience. It's not pseudo history. It could be wrong. It's either right or wrong. You know, it's not pseudo. I'll guarantee you that. Pangea, the very word itself, is a Greek word. You know, and it means all the lands. You know what I'm saying? All the people of all the lands. You know, that's not pseudo. That's linguistically accurate, man. You know, it's not pseudo. It may be wrong information. I would respect that. I don't respect nobody ever calling Yashib in Israel pseudo. Ever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not. I just may be all the way wrong, and I can accept that because accepting correction makes me a better person. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You know, me and Google Scholar have unanimously agreed to the reasons that were part of the topic of this discussion. I like when we go off topic and stuff. It gives us, you know, meat for discussion. You know, it puts more beef on the vegetable plate. Yeah, but yeah, that's the reason. But those were the reasons why I don't fear death. You know, I don't fear the grave, and I don't fear hell. And I had to go through that because when you fear these things, especially if it's an idea and a construct given to you by your enemy, then it becomes a tool of fear presented by your enemy. And he can use that to get you indirectly to fear him, his purpose, his agenda, and his cause, causing you to work like a dog in this life and get your reward on the other side. You know, I've had my big gripe with New Testament believers is that they don't want to get down with the get down right now because Jesus come and do all that. No, we're not going to beef with America. We're not going to fight for our cause because Jesus is going to come and do all of that. He is the great warrior. While you people are still getting shot, strangled, and done in by the authorities of this nation. I'm not even talking about the black on black stuff that they do. I'm talking about the stuff that is done to them by the authorities of this nation. Less off the black on black crime. Oh, Jesus gonna get them. Oh, don't worry about it. Jesus gonna get them. Jesus gonna get them. What if Jesus was as fake as the hell that they have presented you? Just what if? That would mean that y'all have allowed this devil to cheat y'all out of y'all life. I don't want my pie in the sky in the great by and by, people. I don't want that. I don't want to work 30 fucking years, 40 years, buy a house, car, build a family. I die. I die. And everybody think that I'm going to heaven or hell. Wife going off with another nigga. She said she gonna move some bum ass nigga less than me up into my house, and he either gonna destroy my house or sell my house. She died. Now my house go to this bum ass nigga. Everybody getting their pie, and I'm dead and gone. Off of me, off of all my hard work. They getting their pie. They getting their pie on the earth while I'm there in the box waiting for some shit to happen in the great by and by. Man, y'all people sound crazy, man. Crazy. The Hebrew word shields, just like Google Scholar said, did not talk about an eternal punishment. I'm talking about eternal punishment like burning in the eternal lake of fire. right? Or burning in the hell forever. You'll be in the shield forever, meaning the state of the abyss forever, in the state of the dead forever. And that is your eternal punishment, people. I mean, come on, man. You can't enjoy none of the pleasures that you ever enjoyed. You can't enjoy the love of your life, the loves of your life, the passions of your life. You're done. That's eternal punishment, people. So, if that is eternal punishment, then while you're living, you should be focusing your life on building the greatest life that you could have for your family, the greatest life you can have for your children, building the greatest legacy for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying life, living it till its fullest, learning everything that you need to know about how to understand this life. Yeah, just living it up. One of the reasons why I am the scholar that I am is that my joy is not spending money on chains and cars and clothes and books. And I mean, not books and stuff like that. My joy is spending money on books and research, you know. So whatever I have accumulated from that has become my joy, my love, my passion. And these are the things that I spend my life doing. You know, trying to spread the goodwill and the good work of God, love, honor, respect, dignity. You know what I'm saying? That being that, I'm going to end this segment. Peace and love. Peace and love. I am out of here. Y'all go back and rewind this. This was a real good show. It was a lot of information dropped on both sides between both me and Google Scholar. You know, when I tell y'all on this show, it's information that's going to come out. And I thank Google Scholar for coming on. You know, sometimes, you know, when you're kicking it, I know I'm talking to you all, and I know I'm talking to a world of people, but sometimes when you up here, it can be like you're talking to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I thank Google Scholar, you know what I'm saying, for listening. I thank Google Scholar for coming in. He added a wealth of information over here. And may life bless him. May the existence of life bless that brother, because he don't believe in God. And neither do I. I believe in the existence and the power of life. And through the greatest translation of Hebrew, Yahweh Elohim, translate is the existence and the power of life. That being stated, one power, one God, one faith, one existence, one love.